There's something strange about the book in your hands, and you've probably never thought about it. You see it every day, and yet its origin is something most people have never stopped to consider. Not what it contains, but why it exists in this form at all. Today, we're going to let it speak, and our guest today is something you've known your entire life, a book. So instead of analyzing it from here, let's hear its side of the story.
What do you think of me? Go on, be honest. I'm just an ordinary book, right? And honestly, I don't blame you. When you've seen something your whole life, you stop questioning it. But today, forget the words inside me for a moment and look at me instead. Out of all the shapes I could have been, how did I end up as a rectangle? It's a strange question. And here's the surprising part. This shape wasn't designed. It survived into existence. Most people never question it, but the moment you do, a much bigger story begins. Let's go back. Now, imagine you are living 2,000 years ago. You don't have books, notebooks, or novels to make life feel lighter. Knowledge is something you are handed slowly, in the form of a scroll. It is long, fragile, and endless in a way that already feels a little overwhelming. You hold one end of it in your hands, and it just keeps unfolding as you read, as if it has no respect for your time or your patience. And then one day, a teacher looks at you and says, "Open page 247. And you just sit there, silently accepting that you are about to begin a full archaeological dig through your own scroll just to find it. Because there is no shortcut, only the slow journey back through everything you have already read. And strangely enough, that is just how it was. At first, no one even thought to complain about it. Because when something has always existed in your life, you don't see it as a problem. You see it as life itself. Now here's where things start to get interesting. No one suddenly sat down and said, let's invent books. It happened through something much more ordinary, experimentation. At that time, people were already using materials like papyrus and wax tablets to write. But those had limits. Some broke easily, some didn't survive moisture. So people started looking for something stronger and more reliable. And strangely enough, they found it in something they were already using every day. Animal skin. Not exactly the kind of thing you'd expect to hold knowledge. But here's the important part. When animal skin is cleaned, stretched, and carefully treated, it changes. It becomes smooth, durable, and surprisingly good at holding ink. Unlike scrolls, it doesn't tear easily. And most importantly, it can be used on both sides. And that's the moment things quietly shift. Now, imagine you're seeing it for the first time. You're used to long, fragile rolls of information, and suddenly someone places a flat sheet in front of you. You can fold it, stack it, store it, come back to it without losing your place. And your first thought is probably something like, wait, this changes everything. But the real change was practical. Because when a material starts saving time instead of wasting it, people don't argue with it, they adopt it. And slowly, without anyone announcing a revolution, the scroll starts losing its importance. Because something better simply took its place. And now, look around you. Your phone, laptop, documents, even your social media feed. Everything is a rectangle. Not because someone decided to honor ancient parchment, but because at some point this shape solved a problem so well that we stopped noticing it. It became normal. And the strange thing about normal is this. Once it works, you stop questioning it. So the next time you open a book, don't just see paper. See a solution. A solution to a problem that existed for centuries, one most of us never even had to think about. It seems like a quiet agreement from history that says access to knowledge should be simple.
So, that's how it started. I'm honestly stuck on one thought. Something so normal in my hands right now is actually the result of centuries of people just trying to make knowledge easier to hold. I think I'll never look at a book the same way again. And maybe you won't either. And this is just one example of how the simplest things around you hide the biggest stories. This is Whysdomia, where ordinary things get the stories they deserve. If this made you look twice at something you use every day, subscribe and stay curious. Because once you start asking why, the world becomes a lot more interesting.